Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Transformers number 1. This is a new book from Image Skybound, and I'm very excited to get into it. Let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson with colors by Mike Spicer, letters by Rose Wooten. All those names and that team should sound familiar. Pretty much working with Daniel Warren Johnson on some of his other projects like A Powerbomb. So let's talk about Transformers. The all-new Transformers era starts here. Superstar creator Daniel Warren Johnson from A Powerbomb, Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, alongside with ENERGON Universe showrunner Robert Kirkman, reimagines Hasbro's robots in disguise for a brand new generation. In this book, Optimus Prime was supposed to have led the Autobots to victory. Instead, the fate of Cybertron is unknown, and his allies have crash-landed far from home, alongside their enemies, the Decepticons. As these titanic forces renew their war on Earth, one thing is immediately clear. The planet will never be the same. New alliances are struck, battle lines are redrawn, and humanity's only hope for survival is Optimus Prime. Discover the Transformers like you've never seen them before. That is a hell of an understatement. Like you've never seen them before. There are a lot of things about this book that I really enjoyed, and I will say I was very much like following the hype. I'm very excited about the release of this book because I like the Transformers a lot. I'm a big fan of Daniel Warren Johnson and his work. And I just think putting those two things together, especially knowing how excited Daniel Warren Johnson was to work on this stuff, like it is just fantastic. So yeah, Skybound is doing a whole new universe, and it's a great place to start. I think the Transformers comics for a long time suffered from a really high barrier of entry. Because they've been going on for so long. So here's a fresh start, and we get to see so many cool things. You can start here. You don't even need to have read any of the Void Rival stuff, although I think that will lend a little bit more of an outlook at the larger Energon universe. But for now, this is the perfect place to start. The book sets up a really interesting tone. I think it's a little bit more grounded as much as you can ground a story like this. It involves a little bit more drama, a little bit more heart than normal, at least from what I've seen or read from Transformers. And that's kind of Daniel Warren Johnson's style. I think he loves not only the cool looking stuff that he's able to draw, but also getting to the core of what these characters are. Not only the Transformers and Decepticons, or Autobots and Decepticons in this case, but also the humans that are involved. So let's talk about the art. The art is magnificent. It's beautiful. It creates such a rich world. So let's take a look at some of the previews here. This first opening page, just kind of doing a bit of a parallel between, our main character's backstory and some of the trauma that he's dealing with, some of the baggage that he comes with, and also just the Transformers crash landing on Earth, showing that really neat parallel. I love that first panel. Feels very Apocalypse Now, and I'm sure that's the kind of vibe Warren Johnson was going for. And then just the parallels between this fallen soldier, I'll say for now. I don't want to give too spoilery on anything. And then also Optimus Prime. And then we started a place that I never would have thought. Like, I've never read a Transformers comic, and I was talking to my shop owner about this. I've never read a Transformer comic that started at a bar. And I think that's like I said, this is just Daniel Warren Johnson is so good at very much using the settings and everything around to set the tone and set the mood for the book. We also get to meet some really interesting characters like Spike, who is our main protagonist. He is the kid that we're going to be following along, And as I mentioned, he's pretty much been, you know, some trauma. There's something behind that we learn a little bit as we go. We also meet Carly, who's got the world's coolest, raddest van. So this immediately gives you like all the vibes and the right feelings that you need for this book. Now let's get moving a little bit further. I want to commend also Mike Spicer on the coloring. I love here seeing on the outside, just not only does Daniel Warren Johnson bring in so much detail to the ship, to the back of the ship. This is the same ship we saw at the opening, but also Wooden's colors just Spicer's colors just changing so much for every mood. Right, the Transformers are big, they're bright. All the all the sequences are very reminiscent of like G1 Transformers, like the color palettes, which is very cool. And things get immediately off to a really rocky start for our protagonist and for the Autobots. So this book just it exceeded all my expectations. I'm going to be talking more about this book. I think I'm going to make a couple more videos, so stay tuned for that during the week. But this is just a straight up review. I think this is just a beautifully put together comic book. Hopefully, you found one at your shop. It is definitely very worth it. You want to get in on this. I was talking to my shop owner, one of the local shop owners, and he said that he ordered so many more Transformers books than he had ever like. He was currently down to like almost one or two for a subscriber that he was ordering from the previous run. He ordered 30 for this run, and he feels like he could have sold even more had he had them available. So yeah, I think the hype is real because this is just a quality book that Warren Johnson and the team with Skybound are putting out. I'm very excited for the future of the Energon universe. Also, at the end of the book, you'll see a little bit of previews and announcements for some stuff that's upcoming in the future. I'll probably talk about that in a separate video. And of course, this has a million and gazillion variant covers. So very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So if you have read this issue, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.